All right, everybody, we have a MotoStars video. We have people crashing. So if you're a brand new motorcycle rider, the point of this is that we're going to go over why they crashed, what we could do differently, so you don't make these same mistakes yourself. So he did hit somebody. He did fall down. Hopefully he's not unconscious. I think he's just embarrassed. Yeah, he's embarrassed. He's moving. Okay, so what happened here, guys? What happened here? Right away. Okay, we're riding with a group of friends. So if you're a brand new rider, this is kind of a little freaky here. What we're going to be going over quite a bit here is the plan method. So positioning for safety, locating hazardous situations, relevant threats, and then navigating those active ones. So when it comes to riding in a group, you want to stay staggered. And part of positioning for safety is having good space cushion, escape route, and good line of sight. So if we're this guy right here, we're not paying attention too well when it comes to what's happening up front. Why is everybody slowing down? We don't know. Maybe the person up front in that car is slowing down, so they slow down. Why are we not slowing down? So paying attention is incredibly important. Don't just keep riding and following. A lot of people do that when they're driving their cars. A lot of people do that when they're riding. They're just kind of following the car in front of them and then reacting off of what the car in front of them does, if they're even paying attention. So stay in the zone, stay in, like, focused, pay attention here. And when you see this kind of last second, we slam the brakes. So you don't even see it until about right there. There's the brake lights. Now, what could we have done differently so that we didn't have to slam the brakes? He could have swerved in between. All right, let's take a look at this one. So we're going nice around this corner, it's a sharp corner, and we low-sided. Good job on the rider with the camera, being able to apply progressive brake pressure. Now look at that corner right there. I want to point it out. Look at that corner. It's a pretty sharp corner. Didn't really look like it when we were in the middle of riding through that corner. So a little bit too much speed, and we had to lean it down pretty hard. We're trying to get that knee down. He's already prepped for the knee down. Just take it nice and easy. So there's the knee. And you don't realize, in order to get your knee down, you do have to lean the bike pretty far. It doesn't look like we're leaning it very hard, but we are. So if you're trying to get that knee down, just try to stay upright on the bike and just lower your speed so that you're not having to go this far, so you can just make the corner, okay? So just slow it down. Once again, when we go through these videos, you're gonna notice that a lot of the crashes and close calls are gonna happen in intersections and corners. So when we see that, we see a corner coming up and an intersection coming up, that's a hazardous situation. So now we need to start looking for threats. All right, crazy moment about to happen in 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy moment. Let's take a look what happened here. Okay, green light, red light for us. It looks like the black car ran that red. There's the impact. So when it comes to this, like, how can we rescue these people? So part of having any medical knowledge, trauma knowledge, is remaining calm, ensure on safety, but then stop any major bleeds. And part of the Smart Rider motorcycle training system is that you do get the rescue booklet, so you learn how to do that. You also get the rescue card, so you know what to do. So check it out. Links in the description for that. It's part of the system. So big mob ride. So if you're a brand new rider, I would not recommend joining one of these things. I know that's maybe why you got the bike, so you can ride with your friends and do some crazy stuff like this. But there's a big chance of you getting into a crash. It's pure chaos. Nobody's giving each other space cushions. Everyone's just fighting for it. All right, so if you're a brand new rider, don't be doing this. You notice how he's not coloring within the lines. He's not riding within the lines here. He's using the whole road for it. Yeah, it's great when there's no traffic, but when there's a random person on a bicycle, that's what's going to happen. You notice how he didn't even slow down. He's holding the brakes, can't do much. He's ready to honk the horn. He's not slowing down. He can't do much. So part of planning your ride is locating that hazardous situation, okay? It's a relevant threat. He's in our lane. What can we do for navigation? We can do 3 different things. We can swerve, we can brake, or we can accelerate. That's 3 things we can do on a bike. Honking the horn's not going to do anything. That guy's not going to pedal harder to get out of the situation. And if you think about it, the 3 things that bicyclists can do is also swerve, brake, and accelerate. He's not going to be able to accelerate hard. You know, it's hard. You got to pedal really fast. He can brake pretty easily. Swerving for him, not going to do much. For us, same thing. Bicycle and motorcycle and cars. Swerve, brake, accelerate. Here, he's used to using the whole road. Why don't we just swerve left? Could have swerved. So he panicked, slammed the front brake, went straight towards him. So target fixated on the problem, not the solution. The solution would be to target fixate over here. He target fixated here, and he went straight to it when he should be looking this way and then swerving around. Simple as that. Okay, so I don't want to say new rider, but just a rider that's not really caring or paying attention, was all over the road, just building bad training. All right, here we go. Let's take a look. Open the view. Open lane that was an open lane pattern. Okay, so we're gonna go over some open lane patterns. This is a view from a motorcycle rider. I want to point out this is part of locating hazard situations here. Okay, we're locating hazard situations. Typically, we see this happening. What we're doing is we're in this lane. We want to go to the open lane, just like you would normally do in a grocery store. You want to go to the open lane, you know, where the cashier's making people go through quickly. You're like, hey, I'm just going to switch over. You don't want to cut in front of anybody. You know, you don't want to be a dick about that. So here on the road, it happens all the time. Cars typically go to the open lane. We are doing the same thing. We didn't do a head check at all. No head check. We switched over. Didn't even see that the car was right there. Ran into him. Typically, a car would want to switch over while we are going, and then they would hit us. So it's interesting to see from a motorcycle perspective. There's the high impact. You know, he's going to hit the ground. Road rash everywhere. Wear full gear, everybody. All right. Got some corners up ahead. It's a sharper right turn corner. We're going all over the road once again. Low side. So that's what typically happens in corners, that we low side because we're going too fast and leaning too far. Traction on our tires can't handle it. Maybe we hit some gravel, whatever it is we have no control over. We lose control and slide. So part of being a smart rider is acquiring and using personal protective equipment. So just in case you do fail, let's say it was none of your fault, whatever it is, or it was your fault, it doesn't really matter. Wear full gear so that you have some armor impact protection, and then you have some road rash protection. That was an open lane pattern. Who's at fault? Write in the comments, who do you think's at fault? I wonder if they're going to show the same thing again.
Luckily, just ended a valuable lesson for.
So we're going to pass on a double yellow. Who's at fault, everybody? Who's at fault? Let's take a quick look at this one. So we want to pass. Like I just said, it's an open lane pattern. Okay, we have somebody in front of us. We're going to pass into the open lane. Simple as that, right?
Ended a valuable lesson for.
So we decide to pass. Now this car, why is this person at fault? I don't know. I think that they're not. They're going over here. It did say there's an intersection coming up. They want to turn left. You can do that if you're going to an intersection. You guys see the intersection sign?
Luckily, just ended a valuable lesson for both sides.
So remember when I was saying that we're locating hazardous situations, intersections, and corners? Let the signs let you know that there's an intersection coming up. It might not be the best opportunity to pass somebody. So we're passing somebody when there's an intersection. We can't see that person up ahead. So we have a line of sight issue. Now we see this. We speed up. Now what do? So we got ourselves in this situation. It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. Maybe you would have done this in the exact same scenario. Maybe you did this and it was purely okay. It was like a slotted, it was a dashed line. It wasn't solid, double yellow, all that stuff. It is what it is. Somebody's coming out. What are the 3 things we can do? Swerve, accelerate, or brake. What did they do? They swerved. So there's good and bad in all of this, but let's pick out the good. Oh, geez, not wearing gear. Oh, multiple impacts. Okay, so what happened? What the heck? That's a body. There's a couple bodies. So 2 motorcycles, maybe a third. Looks like there's a third motorcycle up ahead. We impacted, so it's 3 people at least. 4, 5. Okay, so we're in a group ride, right? And you think maybe one person's going to crash, you can be able to help them out and rescue them, right? You're the only one with medical training. This is you. You just got into a crash. You're the only one with medical training, but you're the one injured too, and there's 4 other people that you need to take care of. Well, at first you take care of yourself. You have to ensure your own safety. That's number 1. And you have to stop any major bleeds for you. If you're not bleeding, you're doing fine, and you're safe, now you can start checking on everyone else. Wouldn't it be nice in a group ride that all of you guys have this medical training? All of you guys have the Smart Rider motorcycle training system where you have the books, or just one of you gets it and you guys, go over the material together. Try that. Maybe all pitch in and go over the material together, get some cards, all that stuff, so you know what to do. This is not a good scenario. This is why group rides can be dangerous. The same thing with riding with traffic. Oh, tram tracks. Hopefully nobody gets stuck on the tram tracks. We do have a car kind of blocking and getting on everybody's butt. Okay, it is what it is. Watch out for the tram track. You see how all of our focus is on this car? How about you just get away from it? Just get away from it because you're not paying attention to the tram tracks.
What the f*** is your problem?
She's blocked in. She's pissed.
I'm gonna break you.
Why do you think people get pissed? They start to think like they have to survive. They have to start like, hey, something bad's gonna happen to me. Usually anger is a motivating emotion to do something, usually to like get yourself out of danger. So she probably feels in danger. So how can you solve this problem without doing this? How can you solve this problem? Let her go. Just let her leave so she's no longer in this dangerous feeling. Just let her go. You'll have no issues. Provide the antidote to the problem.
Let her. I got it all on camera.
So let her. I got it all on camera. She did not hit anybody. She did not do anything. Your anger got the best of you. You hit the mirror. You did damage to the vehicle. You're the one that's going to get in trouble. She did not do anything.
Let me out.
She's only saying that. She's not saying, I'm going to hit you. I'm not going to do anything. That's called assault when you actually threaten somebody. Battery is when you actually do something. So he actually did assault and battery. He said, I'm going to damage you. I'm going to hurt you. And he did it. Okay, guys, control your emotions on that.
Let her. I got it all on camera.
Open lane pattern right there. You guys see that?
Got it all on camera.
So right here, this is what I'm talking about. Now, the car should have seen this guy. Car should have seen that guy. Didn't see that guy. Or just chose to ignore him. But it's the open lane where we have a big stack of cars. He wants to go over. This guy's probably causing some issues. There's probably a little bit of road rage or something going on here. And that's why they swerved out pretty hard. But that is pretty much what open lane pattern is. See how they can almost hit you? They want to get into the open area. So watch out for that. Don't stay side by side. Don't stay in the blind spots. Don't do this.
Okay, bye.
Little Harley. Oh, we're gonna crash here. A little bit low side, maybe some oil. Oh, there it is. Why did that happen? Could have been a road surface hazard, or maybe the simple fact that we're accelerating hard in a very sharp turn on concrete. Too much throttle. So guys, practice the drills. Part of the Smart Rider training system, you not only get the rescue booklet, but you get 24 drills. Practice the drills so you don't do that stupid stuff. All right, speed wobbles. Let me see. Are we gonna get those? Yep, there it is.